So there were all these sort of amorphous boogeymen that were being blamed over the weekend for the price drop, blackouts and coal explosions and SEC scrutiny potentially. Can we pin it on one thing yet?
We can't. We can pin it on the fact that this remains a volatile asset. It just is. It's going to be for the short to medium term for sure. And regardless of what the cause is, there's going to be people are skittish. There's going to be all kinds of things that can be a finger can be pointed at, and we'll never probably really know what the answer is.
Do you think this undoes some of the narrative that had begun to get built that was we have seen the last of the 80% historic drops in crypto names that we're going to start evening out volatility? Does that make that a little bit less valid?
I don't think so. And I think you have to look at the trend line. And so, yes, we're seeing these dips, but I see them more as dips than I see them as massive crashes, even though I know it feels that way to some, depending on when you got into the market, I suppose. But you have to look at the longer term trend line, and things are certainly looking positive from where I sit.
Sheila, it's Morgan. I mean, speaking about the longer term, the fact that you have these central bank digital currency efforts afoot. I mean, China's been getting a lot of attention for the rollout of its digital currency. You've also got the sand dollar. You've got those so-called stable coins in the works, including Libra, which I guess is now known as Diem. The UK also apparently looking into the possibilities. Can these coexist alongside Bitcoin and the other cryptocurrencies for which the ethos, I think, is so kind of anti-sovereign digital currency?
100%. I think these are very different things. They're designed for different purposes. A lot of central bank digital currencies are going to have domestic use cases primarily. They're going to be used for stimulus. They're going to be used for, to some extent, tracking certain kinds of transactions by a central bank or by a political authority. And Bitcoin and crypto are just very different things. They have different uses. They have different potential. So I see a universe where you actually absolutely have coexistence of CBDC, stablecoin, and pure, if you want to call it that, crypto.
How are you thinking about China's digital currency offering? I ask that because I'm already hearing from folks within this industry that there are concerns around the capability that it could have, or other types of currency offerings, I guess, for things like spying.
Yeah, I think there are privacy concerns being raised a lot around China's DCEP. I think the thing to realize is that, first of all, China has said pretty strongly that they're really looking at this, starting off with domestic use in terms of the country. And this is a country where notions of privacy are very different. What is surveilled is very different. So it's kind of doubling down, if you will, on that cultural understanding of what the government knows about you in that country. I think where people are getting all freaked out about it, is thinking about what happens when it crosses borders, and are we going to see the extension of that, right? But thus far, we aren't seeing a lot of activity experimentation in that particular space. Is it possible? Of course it is. Is it inevitable? Maybe so. But I think by then we're going to have a much more full landscape of crypto, stablecoins, and other CBDCs. And there'll be, to some extent, a competition around seeing which of these values are most attractive globally.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.